All right, y'all, let's dive into the Beats Fit Pro. I know these been out for a couple of years now, but I've never had a set of these, so I'm very curious to what these sound like. And I also need to do a video comparing all the Beats at this point because after this set, I've officially purchased all of them. Now these Beats have the Apple H1 chip, which I really like over the Studio and the Solo Buds, so when you get a phone call, you won't have to connect your microphone after you answer the phone. Your microphone will automatically connect to your phone call as soon as you answer it. Man, I just really love the Beats red logo. Let's open these bad boys up. I'm afraid to take these out the case because I'm about to have a hard time putting them back in. The wingtip feels extremely soft. Let me fix this focus real quick. These earbuds are very thick, so I can already tell they're going to provide good passive noise cancellation by just blocking your ear canal. I'm wondering how much earwax is going to show up on these. I see Beats started getting smart and making brown ones that match your earwax. Now y'all notice I only took one out just so I can get it back in the case pretty easy for this unboxing. It's going to be a real challenge when both of them are out and then trying to put them back in the case. Now these bad boys have a USB-C connection on the back of the case, and this is before Apple started being stingy with the cables, so they were nice enough to not charge us more money and take something away when these came out. On the same token, this cable is so small nobody's using that. But what we will use are these additional 2 different size ear tips. I always use the default ear tips, and I'll just use these when the default ones either break, or sometimes I'll just switch it up a little bit to see if they'll actually fit in my ear and maybe improve the sound. But enough of all that, let's wrap this up and get into the actual performance of these bad boys. Now, as always with any Apple products, you can pair these bad boys up on accident because just opening up the case automatically starts the pairing process. Now, one thing I do with all my Beats is I go to the press to hold function and I change that button to volume control. So I can press to hold to turn the volume up or down. And I also like to go through the settings to see if there's any new features that I did not know about. Obviously, we know we got the personalized spatial audio, which is always clutch with Apple products. I was also pleasantly surprised at how easy it is to just throw these in your ear. I thought it would be something I would have to think about. Now, as far as the sound, they don't have that signature dynamic beat sound. They could be a little bit louder. They're not bad, but they don't sound as good as the other Beats in my opinion. The bass is there, but it isn't as strong, and the highs aren't amplified, but it's still a good listening experience.
Now these bad boys are extremely light. You can place them in your ear and basically forget about them. I thought I'd be able to feel this little loop in my ear, but I can't feel it at all. Also, for those that like to wear one at a time, they are loud enough for you to wear them one at a time. You don't have to wear both.
If I had to rate the sound from 1 to 10, I would give them a 7. I'm comparing them to Beats that came out more recently. These came out in 2021. The Beats that I'm comparing them to came out in 2025 and 2024. So we do want to keep that in mind. These were actually hard to review because they're low-key perfect other than the volume, but the volume really isn't bad. We just live in a time now where we want the volume to be extremely loud, but overall the volume really isn't bad. Now, one thing I really like about these is the active noise cancellation. It is fantastic. But the transparency mode leaves much to be desired. When I'm beating on these palettes with the transparency mode, I guess the noise frequencies are too high, and it sounds like the earbuds is like pausing the outside environment. It's very annoying actually. All right. Let's test the microphone for the Beats Fit Pro. I know a lot of people buying these are going to use them for the gym and they're going to use them to take calls. Some people take calls at the gym. So I switched to my MacBook so we can use QuickTime and make sure that we are using the microphone from the Beats Fit Pro. Let's see how these sound. Now, if you're somebody that like to lay down with your earbuds in like I do, these are a no-go. You're going to keep on pressing that button unless you just lay flat on your back. I would also like to recommend to be extremely careful with this case. It is very flimsy for some earbuds that's considered for fitness. Now, obviously you're not gonna sit here and just wiggle the case like that, but I just wanted to do a demonstration of how flimsy the case is. In conclusion, the Beats Fit Pro fit better than any earbuds I've ever had. Now, they've been out since 2021, and I know Beats got something in the works for a Beats Fit Pro 2. I would recommend going with the Power Beats Pro 2 as they came out earlier this year and they're around the same price. But that's all I got for y'all. Stay blessed, not stressed. Pray more, not less. I'm out.